Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey Newton, and today I'm at Whole Again Counseling and Wellness with Sindra Krogan-Morton. Thank you for joining me, Sindra.
My pleasure, Kelsey. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Every week, Sindra hosts multiple yoga classes here, such as midweek mindful yoga, therapeutic yoga, and Feel Good Friday yoga. Today, she's going to teach us a little bit about those classes, as well as the benefits of yoga, all while demonstrating some things you could expect to learn if you join her for a class. Can we start off with a simple pose while you tell us a little bit more about those classes?
Absolutely, Kelsey. So we're going to go ahead and come into what we call a low lunge or Anjayanasana. And so what you'll do is take your blocks. They're going to eventually end up under your shoulders. Bring your left foot forward. I'll bring my right and we'll mirror. And then just allow that foot to scooch forward as you bend toward the front of the mat to get a stretch at the top of that right thigh. How's that feeling?
Good.
Good. So this is nice to mitigate some of that hip flexor tightness that we get from sitting so much. Okay. So I teach 3 classes here. Midweek Mindful happens on Wednesday evenings. It tends to be a little bit more of a vigorous class. I have a lot of athletes in that class and they like a little challenge once in a while. I'm also teaching Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday is a little bit more of a gentle class. So I've developed that as a way for people to just kind of have a nice way to transition into the weekend after maybe a stressful work week. And then we'll be introducing Saturday morning classes starting in April. Those will be at 9:30, and those will be a nice mix of both. So depending on what people want to do, I'm obviously open to requests, but we'll make sure people get a lot out of that. Okay. You want to switch sides?
Yes.
Great.
And then speaking of athletes joining you for yoga, how does other forms of exercise compare to yoga?
Yes, well, there's kind of 3 main forms of exercise. We have strength training, cardio, and flexibility. Cardio tends to get a person's heart rate up, usually to about 70 to 85% of their max heart rate. Yoga, for the most part, will not do that. There might be some classes that will do that, but they're pretty rare. Okay. So we tend to maintain kind of a lower heartbeat so we don't get that cardiovascular fitness. As far as strength training goes, though, we use the body's body weight to help people get a little bit stronger. So I'll show you a pose that'll help you do that real quick.
Okay.
We're going to come into a plank pose, so the top of a push-up. Keep the knees on the mat and just bring those arms forward. So you might notice that you're using the strength in your arms to stay up here. And so we do get a lot of strength benefit from doing yoga by using the body's weight. And then obviously yoga is well known for the flexibility aspect. So we can help people lengthen their muscles and get a little bit less tight.
Okay, and then personally, I'm not very flexible at all. So how important is flexibility when you're practicing yoga?
Not important at all. So let's go ahead and change poses and I'll talk to you about that. Okay. So you're gonna bring your knee forward. We're gonna come into what's called easy pose or Sukhasana, and it is not very easy for a lot of people.
Okay.
So we're just sitting like crisscross applesauce, but a lot of us tend not to do this in our adult lives. So even just sitting like this on the floor can help a person begin to get more space and room in their hips, okay, which can help with lower back pain and things like that. Here's what I want everybody to know. You don't have to be flexible to take yoga. In fact, yoga will help you become more flexible. So if you consider yourself not flexible, please come to one of our classes. Ari, who teaches the therapeutic yoga classes, and I are happy to work with anybody, regardless of their level of flexibility or experience with yoga, to help them feel better about themselves.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. That's all the time that we have for today. But do you have any closing remarks that you want to share with our viewers?
Just that the first class at Whole Again is free, and so I would encourage anyone who is the least bit curious about yoga to come on down and try one of our classes. We would love to see you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sindra, for joining us. Thank you. Namaste. For NAC Edition, I'm Kelsey Newton. Back to you, Elena.